But one thing about the coffee is it's got the butter in it, it's got the MCT oil. You are a big proponent of consuming fats. I was speaking with you a few days ago, and the diet of your children in the morning is it's fat heavy. It's eggs, it's bacon, it's avocados. And if there's another message I always get from you at Bulletproof, it's let's recognize the power of foods with good fats, and let's really pay attention to consuming those. And I was just wondering if you could give us a quick crash course on your thoughts on fats.
If you were a Ferrari, you would require high octane fuel. Okay? High octane fuel is literally fuel that has more power per ounce. That's what happens, that's what causes high performance. So in the US, the fuel is 108 for Ferraris or higher, and normal cars get 93. Okay. If you look at calories per gram, fat has more calories per gram. Calories are not bad for you. Calories are actually what keep you alive. When you have no calories, it's called starving, right? So delivering more calories per gram, assuming you can metabolize those, and you can, especially when you train your body to digest fat, it enables you to get more energy for more time, and you fill in the gaps and the dips in your day. Fat turns off cravings. It satisfies hunger, provides energy. It is what every cell in your body is made out of. Few people recognize this, but your cell membrane is made of droplets of fat. That's all it is a whole bunch of tiny droplets of fat lined up in a circle or in a globe around each cell in your body. Your hormones are made out of cholesterol and fat. Your brain, fat and water, and little bits of protein, but very little. So why do we say this thing that is a fundamental building block for who and what we are, that is an efficient source of fuel, why is it suddenly bad for us? Because of bad science in the 70s. Like a guy who had never treated obese people came up with a theory that fat made you fat because people starving get thin. Therefore, starvation is the way to be thin. That is not how it works.
It's funny because I saw you posted on your website this kind of the less fat or non-fat movement in America, and it almost just seems like a reason to spend money on a government program. It almost looks like a reason a politician wants to get reelected, was just creating this campaign.
That's what happened.
And also fat has a branding problem, doesn't it? Even the word fat has a branding problem.
Not anymore.
Well, but it's associated with I'm fat, and like this is fat. I mean, not anymore because of you guys.
Well, I just launched last week. I launched a product called Fat Water. Instead of big letters, Fat Water. And I should have brought a bottle, but I've had to check my luggage because it's in the US now. I haven't launched it in Europe yet. But it's small amounts of fat permanently dissolved into water. It doesn't float up. And it's the XCT oil that we manufacture. This is a subset of coconut oil, and it's not even MCT oil. It's a subset of MCT oil, the most effective ones. And you don't taste the fat, but it activates the fat receptors in your mouth. So you're like, this tastes different. And fat has different biological effects. It changes the osmolarity of the water so you can absorb the water better. So the idea that fat's bad, I think we're over that now. And there's a few laggards who don't know that, but some fat's bad, and that's okay. Margarine, bad. Soy, canola, corn oil, vegetable oil, those are bad fats. They're manufactured fats. Well, what about protein, right? Some proteins are good, some are bad. The worst animal protein, spider venom, that's an animal protein. I don't think we should be eating that, right? So you can't say protein is good or bad. It doesn't mean anything. How about plant-based protein? Those must be good, right? Ricin, the nerve gas that killed all those people in the Japanese subway, that's actually a vegetable protein. So protein is not protein because animals and plants both make deadly proteins. Therefore, protein's deadly. So protein's not good or bad. Different proteins do different things. Different fats do different things. So having that level of awareness that it's not about how many carbs and how much fat. Those are almost meaningless. It's got to be the right fat, the right carbs, the right protein, and then the ratios start to matter.
One thing I noticed about you is that with Bulletproof, this isn't your first rodeo. And one thing I've just watched the last 2 years is the way that you've scaled and the way that you've hired and gotten ambassadors. And there's a lot of people out there that try to sell coffee and butter, but you hear about them and then they go away. But when it comes to everything you're doing and the products you're doing and the fat water and the retail store and the funding, it's like, Dave's done this before. And I was just wondering if, first of all, if you agree with what I said, or second of all, did that come from your background in the Valley? Did that come from you watching startups and how to scale them? Because, it takes risks to scale. I'm learning that. And you're scaling at a very high degree. And, I know a lot of your staff, very impressed with them. I know you've hired some former Starbucks people that are strategists, and I was just wanting to know about that as a business. Is that an accurate representation of what I'm watching you guys do? To watch the rest of this fascinating interview, click on the link below and go to londonrealacademy.com. There you can sign in with your social media, log in and watch the rest of the episode for free, along with all of our episodes on London Real, my webinars, and all of our premium content, all located over at londonrealacademy.com. So click on the link below, you'll be directed there and you can watch the rest of this fascinating interview, and I'll see you there.